just with you singing? Because your voice is
I do.
epic.
Yeah.
Where do you have them? Are they posted anywhere?
Yeah, there's stuff on Spotify. I've mostly been doing orchestral work, composing for the last few years.
Oh, I want to find your... Is it under your real name?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to find you and follow you.
Did you ever go to the Obscure downtown in the Arts District?
No. Tell
You
me
should. It's like they're like a hybrid bar, distillery, immersive experience, social club thing. It's a really strange place, but I'm their music curator, so I've composed a lot of music for them.
Do you go?
So, I go occasionally.
So want to tell me the next time you go?
Yeah, absolutely. It'd be better. Yeah, I agree.
I'm antisocial, and I don't like making new friends.
I know. I'm like, I don't go out a lot, so yeah. If I do, I want someone to go with.
I was like, I like the friends I have. I don't want new ones.
No new friends. I'm with you.
Not hostage. Wait, is it? He's holding the songs hostage. Ryan, I don't know if you guys know this, has an absolutely incredible voice. So when we did the first song, Stay With Me, there was a section that I like literally could not sing to save my life. What was the words? It was like, but when you look at me, time seems...
When you look at me, yeah. Yeah.
I could not do it. So they were like, okay, we're going to have Ryan go record it, and then you're going to sing over Ryan. And then every time these guys do this to me, like, Ryan sings it, and I was like, this should just be you. Like, this should literally just be you. Like, this is so good. And then the demo, too. You. Like, when Ricky sang the demo for this song, like, the rasp in his voice, I was like, but Carson had told me, like, demo love is, like, a thing. Like, once you hear the demo, like, that's, like, what gets stuck in your head.
Yeah, that's a very common thing.
Reporting from Hawaii. We have people from Hawaii on the stream. That's awesome.
Wow.
Oh. Also, FYI, everyone that is here is eligible to win the hardcover copy, limited edition of the book. All you gotta do is ask your question, stay present, and one lucky person will be shipped the book signed by me with all the stickers that were made for the book from TwitchCon. Should we let Ryan and Ricky be eligible too?
No need for corruption.
Just let's see. I think you forgot.
Let's see. Hasn't gotten back to me yet.
Yeah, I'm now the stalker girlfriend that's calling multiple times. Just send it to me. I already have one. No.
Aww.
Should we give him like 5 more minutes? I don't want to hold everyone up too long. We can wait like 5 minutes and then start.
I mean, if you want, we can start without him and then just, he can tune in.
Yeah, I'm going to tell... Okay, give me 1 second. Hey, Ricky. We'll get started. Let's hop on when you're ready. Let me send him the link in case he doesn't have it really quick. When you get me, time seems to freeze. Oh no, that song's stuck in my head. Should we play both? Should we send him an email? His voicemail does say if it's important, send me an email.
Great.
I actually don't think I have Ricky's email. Should we do that? Should we play both songs? Like the
why not?
progression of both songs? Okay, hold on. Let me find the other one. Okay, here we go. Let's see. So I need to... Okay, let me pull up Stay With Me, and then we'll play that, and then we can play the new song, and then hopefully by then Ricky is ready. Stay with me, 'cause time's no longer a thing. Master, here we go. Okay, that's the master. And all right. Give me a second. I just need to make sure this is the right version of the song before
Everything I touch, it's been hard for some.
Yeah, it's this one. Okay. All right, guys. Here we go. Wait, I think I need to share the screen right away from the loading screen. So people can actually hear it. Let's do this. Okay. Hi, MJ. All right, get your questions in. All right, so this is the song from the first book called Stay With Me. It was written by Eyes of Suggestion, myself, Ricky, and Ryan. All of the musical amazingness is Ricky and Ryan. And I believe your background vocals are on this too, right? Mm-hmm. Did Ricky sing on this one too? I think it's just you.
Yeah, I think this is just me for backing vocals.
This one's just you. Yeah, and they're awesome. So here we go. This is the song from the first book. Can you guys all see it? The media player? Confirm that real quick. You should be able to. We heard it. No, I know you can hear me. Can you see? Oh, you heard the song. Okay, I'll start.
You're the first light that I see. When you hold me in your arms, I feel the sunshine on me. The first glimpse in your eyes, the first thought in my mind. Don't want to turn the next page or ever read the next line. Hold me closer and teach me to breathe. Stay with me, 'cause time is no longer a thing, no longer a thing for you and me. Oh, why can't this always be, this always be a reality? Stay with me. Is this my last night, my last breath before sleep? As the clock ticks away, I'm so scared of it ending. If the cold of the earth took the warmth of your touch, and the darkness in me would displace everything. But when you look at me, time seems to freeze. Say you'll stay.
That's so pretty. But it's so different from what's next.
Yeah, it really is.
All right. So this is the song for book 2. For those of you that have read book 1, there are Easter eggs, so you might want to pay close attention. I will answer questions about what's to come in the book if you're able to discern them from the song itself. So, ready, set, go. It's called Come Back to Me.
But you don't burn in hell, and I need someone. You don't even know you don't need to drown when my hand is reaching out. So come back to me, come back to me. So get up and show me you can find, and I will never leave your side, 'cause I died for you. Oh, would you die for me? Oh.
The moment is red. Destruction and death is all I see. Why does everything I touch bleed? To stay with you, it hurts so much. The black and my veins. My heart's been home for so many ways. Even now the thought of you stabs deep.
But you don't burn in hell, and I need someone. You don't even know you don't need to drown when my hand is reaching out. So come back to me, come back to me. So get up and show me you
Hey,
can
guys.
fight, and I will never leave your side, 'cause I died for you. Oh, would you die for me?
A couple of my fucking friends from home just came by. They were just walking.
Would you fight the dark to come back to me?
I love you.
I've heard and I believe the water I tread and breathing deep. Why does everything feel so misleading? To hear the truth hurts so much. You see it on my face. The way you move is something I crave. Even when my heart is something you cut deep. But you don't burn in hell, and I need someone. You don't even know you don't need to drown when my hand is reaching out. So come back to me, come back to me. So get up and show me you can fight, and I will never leave your side, 'cause I died for you. Would you die for me? 'Cause I died for you. Would you fight the dark to come back to me?
I love it so much. Hi, Ricky.
Hey, sorry about that.
You're good. Welcome to the party.
Hey guys, how's everybody doing?
Doing good.
So that's the song. Yeah, book 2 is definitely. I did not send him an email. So your voicemail, Ricky, by the way, says, if this is important, send me an email. And I was like, I don't think I have it. I don't have your email.
Yeah, no, my phone was just laying on the table. I have a couple of childhood friends that just decided to come by
Tell them we say
and
hi.
totally lost track of time.
Oh, you're good. All good.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was the song. Get your Easter egg questions in. In the meantime, we can start with the questions that have already been submitted. Mocha, would you like to start us off? Oh wait, first, Ricky and Ryan, let everyone know like who you are.
You go first, Ricky.
Yeah, I'm a music producer.
Yeah, I'm Ryan. I'm also one of the co-producers of this song, and I'm also a touring musician when I'm not doing this.
Yay. Mocha,
I do that too.
you do that. I do that too.
I do that too. I told her.
Do you want to tell people where they can find you if they want to support you?
Yeah, so well my Instagram is Ricky Armellino, just like this one. Ryan, what do you like getting hit up on?
Instagram's probably best, and for me, that's Ryan.mp3.
Okay. Mocha, are you there?
Yes, you guys ready?
Hell yeah.
All right. First question. What bands, if any, inspired the sound for the song?
You know, I think early on, because I know this is a big, loud rock song, but early on we started this by messing around on the piano. And I think early on for me, I was starting to think almost like an early Radiohead kind of lane, like everything in its right place, like a spooky piano part. It evolved from there, but I remember this at the genesis of it was kind of Radiohead-y for me.
Yeah, I didn't know, man, Ryan, you know Radiohead is like one of my favorite bands of all time, right?
Really?
Yeah,
I can't
that
believe
was
this hasn't come up.
that's the band that got me into bands. That was when I was like,
Okay, I dig it.
yeah, man, knowing that now, I was like, oh, that's super cool.
Yeah.
No, we were listening to some of the references because we heard some stuff, and it was like, all right, we're doing like kind of I call it the Octane thing because it's the type of thing you hear on Octane radio and you hear when you're on the Shiprock cruise.
Yeah.
Me and my girlfriend actually just did Shiprocked. Right, did I tell you I played with some of Rascal Flatts' backing band?
That's awesome.
I sang "Mama, I'm Coming Home" by Osborne and a couple other ones. It was
Stop.
I
amazing.
love that.
That's awesome.
But so the music that's playing the whole entire time, like what we did is kind of in the vein of it. You step outside your door and there's just playlists of all these like rock songs, and basically your whole week on the cruise kind of sums up into the song "Bad Company."
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Love that.
That's awesome.
But it was there was so that is a sound that I'm very, very, very familiar with, and I very much enjoy. It's just like rock, big chorus, like that's always something I'm very happy making.
Oh, I have a question for you before we get back to people's questions. So there was something really interesting that happened that you were doing in the studio that I didn't quite understand, and this might be too technical for me even to get. But you had like a beat, like a pacing, and you changed the pacing in different areas. Do you know what I'm referring to? Like there was a moment where for the music, you and Ryan went back and forth discussing like it was numbers you guys were providing, and you were like, no, it should be a blah blah blah, and then you went back and forth until you found like the right number. What was that? Was that like?
Yeah, that would just be the tempo, the beats per minute. You know, it's always, you have to strike a middle ground because sometimes if you're too fast, the soft parts don't have enough energy, but you also want them to have enough. And if you slow down too much, it's a bit too slow for the heavy parts. So a lot of that is just dialing in what we feel is the sweet spot, making changes where we feel like they're necessary.
Okay. And is it the same like beats per minute through the whole song?
I think we did end up keeping it the same, right?
This one actually switches BPM a bunch of times. I go through these like phases with music production. One was like, I think I should keep changing the tempo, and then I just worked on 4 songs with my band Hawk over the past 4 days, and I didn't change a single, like everything straight the same tempo. So I just go through these phases where I do that stuff, and this time around it was like I was changing it around, and I feel like phases help me change what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
So where did you where's the tempo change, or can you feel it when? Because I feel like I can feel it. That's why I felt like it was different in different parts.
I think like it's the first verse is a little bit slower, and then the song picks up, and then the second verse slows down again a little bit, but
Okay.
it's pretty sneaky. It's tough to tell.
It's
Yeah,
very
sometimes they're
subtle.
subtle. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very. I mean, I've listened to it 1,000 times. That's the only reason why it like
Hmm.
registers. But I think it's extremely subtle for sure. I just thought it was really interesting. I didn't. And how do you guys decide what you're basically just deciding to see what goes with the flow of both parts of the song, the hyped up parts
I feel like
and the
how
slower
fast
ones?
you're kind of nodding your head and you're singing how fast or slow it is, when you're listening. Like everybody, like part of the experience of music, it's emotional, but the other part is it's like there's emotion to it. And I kind of just nod along with things. And then
Yeah,
it's
it's
like,
really a feel thing.
Okay,
yeah,
fascinating.
you want to nod a certain way when you're looking at something.
Got it. All right, sorry, Mocha. I didn't mean to hijack
Yeah.
the questions.
You're good. You're good. So, question to all three of you then, and this, could be technical, could not be technical. What's your favorite thing about this track?
Ryan, you want to take this one first?
Yeah, I think for me, probably my favorite thing about this track is that it very comfortably slips between genre lines. I feel like it's a lot of times when you're writing a track, you sort of decide what it is in instant one, and then you make all your choices based on fitting the image of what you decided it would be right away. This one had a lot of fluidity in the writing process. Like I said, we started it on just the piano. So we really let this sort of organically go where it wanted to go without deciding in advance where that was going to be.
I personally, I really, really like how the vocal takes turned out. I thought that the melodies when we were working on it, I was like, oh man, this is a rock ballad. I'm like I always like, I grew up, you grow up like kind of mesmerized by music, like how they do that,
Hmm.
and then every now and then you
Yeah.
pull off. I'm not a big ballad guy. I don't do ballads very often. So this time around, it was like, as soon as it started turning out, that was like, oh, we're doing it. I'm getting this one. You know what I mean? Like it's like, it's just not a sound that I've pulled off very well before.
I feel like you nailed it, honestly. So,
Yeah.
what was the question again? Sorry.
What's your favorite thing about this track?
Okay, so for me, it is well. First of all, the energy of it is amazing. Like it's like it gets stuck in your head. It's like super catchy. I find myself singing it all the time. But my favorite thing is the themes of like the actual themes within the lyrics. How detailed do you guys want me to get on this answer? Why don't you tell me, chat? Chat is silent. That's it. We'll stop there. It's the story. I think for me is, I mean, as a storyteller, that's probably always going to be my favorite part of anything that I do. And the way that Ricky and Ryan are somehow are able to manage to turn like a storytelling experience into an emotional and like fluid song experience is like awe inspiring to me. It's like really cool that they can do that. Like I'm like, this is the story I want to tell, and then they're like, here's a bomb ass song that we just turned your story into. But the lyrics and the way they tie into the second book, and the second book is like a very it's been a very fun personal process writing it. That's probably my favorite part.
That's great.
And I think it was Ricky who talked about the vocals being his favorite part. So we have a question, when working with a vocalist, roughly how many takes does it take to get the sound that you need? So I guess in general, that question, but how did our girl Valentina do in that average?
She's great. Yeah, she's super easy to work with.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
and the whole like, oh, I'm not a singer. Oh, I don't know how to do this. Shut up.
Yeah, I mean, we came back for a second song. I don't know if you get to keep saying that I don't do this.
Yeah, yeah. So when you go to song 3, you have to drop the act. Yeah.
You
Is a
were
number of takes a thing? Is that like a metric used to measure how well the song is going
No,
or progressing?
Not for
no,
me.
no. It's because there's nobody wants to go into a studio and somebody be like, yeah, we're done. Nah, you did good. You were so good that I'm gonna actually make this. I'm gonna walk out of the gig early. Like that doesn't happen. You
Yeah.
just you're working towards having a lot of like my mentality. It's similar to oh, who was the guy that did the movie? You know the movie The Social Network.
Mm-hmm. Jesse
Um,
Eisenberg, the
It
actor.
is
was
that
Aaron Sorkin wrote it, right?
Aaron Sorkin, yeah.
oh, it was Fincher. Fincher, that's right. Fincher did Fight Club. So like one of my favorite movies growing up is Fight Club, but like.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Social Network. I love. I like most of the stuff that David Fincher has done. I'm a big fan of.
Okay.
And what he does is he films scenes over and over and over and over and over and over and over. And it's like, why? Like sometimes some of the actors get mad, and then they see it and they realize that what he managed to do was he managed to capture something that somebody just really at a certain point, like there's a thing that shuts off and you kind of go autonomic with your nervous, like, like with your
Mm-hmm.
nervous, like you just stop thinking about what you're doing. And he's always tried to capture all of his movies when people are in that place. And so I think about that a lot when I'm doing vocals, where you're just getting somebody to sing something over and over and over, and you get a chance to go through all those takes, and you get to kind of put together a monster take out of all of it. And
Mm-hmm.
for me, it's like you really manage to always find little moments where you're like, oh, there's just this, and it could just be half of a second of emotion, but for something about that feels inspiring to me.
That makes so much more sense because like just so you guys know, like Ricky is awesome at getting you to sound awesome. So and you have like this ear too. Like I don't know if you remember, when we wrote the song, we didn't have the section where it was like you don't even know. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
That wasn't even in there. So I was inside the booth doing a take and he's like, do this. And I was like, okay. And then he just makes you do it over. Now I understand what you were doing over and over and over again. And then he'll piece out like a specific lyric and he'll be like, do this one. And then you just do it over and over and over again. And then he's like, and like, there's also a moment too where you're like, I got it.
That's that it's so funny listening to what people's experiences are like, because
Yeah.
yeah, like Ryan, it's that's like when somebody's like, this is what it's like to record with you, and you're like,
Yeah. No, keep going.
Is that not what you think you're doing?
I don't know.
Very
No, I
much.
feel like when you get that good take, that's actually a sign to keep going. That means you're in a groove. I feel like if I get one where I'm finally feeling good about it, I'm like, okay, now I'm on a roll. Now the real takes start.
Yeah.
Nice.
It,
Okay.
yeah, it's all super interesting because there's like, there are things that can be true and untrue about a performance when it comes to like certain like note value and how long a note is and all those things.
Uh-huh.
But then there are things that like go beyond the truth, where it's like this just feels a certain way, and that's about as much as you can say about it. And that's the thing that I think everybody's kind of hunting when they're working on these things, is like they're just trying to get together a bunch of events that just that's like this sort of, like a mental exercise I like to play when, just in terms of my life and like
Mm-hmm.
what my relationships are and what situations in my life are, like take away the words and what do you have left? And you have like people and, whatever, no, like they're making noises or whatever it is. But
Mm-hmm.
music, there's like, there's certain things that like that happen in music and you try to explain it and you're just like, I don't know. It's just, I listen to that and now and there's an experience associated with it. And the more I talk about it, the less sense I make.
There's a purity in that, though. Like a purity
Yeah.
in the sense that you're looking for a feeling. Like it's not like, and I know he's not here, but we have like a mutual friend in common. We were talking about how like your mind is literally like getting your mind on board and like your nervous system in a regulated state is like the best thing you can do for anything that you're doing. And I feel like in this too, like that purity of it just being a feeling that you can't logic it, you have to like feel it. And there's like I don't know, I like that. There's like a sense to that where it's like beyond understanding or like above understanding. I don't know how to word that, but hopefully that made some semblance of sense.
Talking about how this creative pursuit is really collaborative, iterative, you're going with emotions, you're going with feelings. And then, of course, having the technical aspects too. The next question is about division of labor and how, as a group and collaborating together, who does what, who takes the lead here, where someone else takes the lead there. How do you navigate that?
Yeah,
Ryan, you guys thoughts?
yeah, I think that's a you guys question.
Okay, yeah. I mean, the nice thing about having good people to work with is it affords you a certain amount of informality. I think if you're all sort of fumbling around figuring things out, it can be helpful to have really clearly delineated roles. But, working with great people makes a big difference. So, working with Valentina, with Ricky, we really do just give each other the freedom to say, like, hey, what if we did this? Even if you suggest a line and it's not like she's going to say, hey, I'm the words person. Like,
Yeah.
welcome a good idea from anywhere. And that's an important thing to be able to do.
Yeah, things are always easy when I kind of view it as if you kind of go through those phases with like making music where you're sort of like the hardest part is just like, can I communicate my idea in a way that everybody else is going to feel the same way about it? And it takes a long time to get. It took me a long time to get there, but like for me, I can't like anything unless everybody in the room likes it, and that's just kind of how it's been for me. Is like if somebody in the room's not enjoying it, I'm like, oh well, this obviously isn't the best option yet. And that's just how I've always been. So it makes it working with people like really, really like fun because when you actually do figure out what everybody's into, it's pretty easy. And then working with Ryan, it was easy because like me and him were even like we were. All right, you record some guitars, I'll record some guitars too. Yeah, you do that stuff. He's not bang on it. It was really like the job. It's pretty. Like we both are pretty familiar with what we both have our idea of what a finished song is. So we just both kind of do all the like Valentina. Yeah, we don't have like nobody here has that weird like ego thing where we're trying to be like, no, it's got to be this thing that I thought.
Yeah.
No.
And that kind of makes it fun because you find out all the time that there's a better idea out there all the time.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think the funnest part is that there is no. I mean, obviously, like they're playing the instruments, guys. I am not doing that. So they're definitely doing that part and the production part. But in the studio, what I found the most fun is like the process of like when you're finalizing what the words are. Like someone just throws something out, and then someone's like, "But what if it was this?" And then someone's like, "But what if it was this?" And it just keeps going until you hit something. Like one of the lines that like really stuck to me, and the craziest thing is I can't even remember which of us came up with it. Do you know what I mean? Like everyone was bouncing so many ideas back and forth. Yeah. I have no idea who came up with it, but I do specifically remember the line, "Would you fight the dark to come back to me?" was like a last minute switch that everyone was like, when we heard that, we were like, that's it. Like, that's the one. You know what I mean? And everyone just goes, like, you keep throwing things out until something sticks and you're like, it feels right. And then it doesn't really feel like, to be quite honest, you say division of labor, it doesn't feel like labor. It literally feels like hanging out with cool people and having fun. Like, that's what it feels like.
Oh my God. Yeah.
What was that?
Oh, I just agreed. I said, oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
I think it's pretty special that you guys have now all of you done this together twice now, and so just how it was already touched on that when you knew certain times, certain iterations, certain finishes of the song were ready, you could just feel it. How long? The question is, how long does that typically take from recording the very first sounds until completion? And for this track. What was that?
It's like usually like I think my turnaround time in like a month. It usually takes that kind of song.
Yeah, I think so too. We sat on this one for a while, so we recorded this in October. And I originally wanted to do a music video first before launching the song, and then I changed my mind and I've gone back and forth. So we sat on this for a while, but I think we were done in like early December, no? Because we did it late October, we were done in early December.
More or less, yeah.
Yeah.
A follow-up. Sorry, go ahead.
Was someone
I
saying
just said
something? Yeah. I just said
yeah.
yeah.
I thought I cut you off there.
Go for it.
So as a follow along, in that month, for this is a question for everybody. How is it in terms of time in the studio and maybe time away from the studio where you're thinking about things, you're mulling over sounds, lyrics, etc.?
It started. I think it starts with it starts with me because I've got the book that I have to tie everything into, right? So me and a co-writer got together. I want to say like 4 or 5 times, probably over 20 hours of like going back and forth on like what exactly we want it to say. That is like goes along with the theme of the story, doesn't give away too much of the story, but captures the entire vibe of what the story feels like. So we went back and forth. We just wrote like a bunch of shit down. And I feel like what we gave you was like a mishmash of like, I don't even know what we gave you. But it was like this like list of shit. I know A Moment Is Red was in there. Like, I don't know what else was in there. And then we send it over to, like, I send that as like an Apple Notes document. After like we did our 3 or 4 sessions to Ricky and Ryan, and then from there, I guess you have to tell us what happens until we get in the studio.
Well, me and Ryan did have a session together. We just sat down and brainstormed and like kind of, we're just sort of going through the note and just like saying some of the like trying to sing some of the things and seeing if there was any. I think it was like, and then I think we ended up with a couple things. I was like, oh, that would be a really cool lyric, and this, and we just kind of like came up with like a list of things that we were like, yeah, let's kind of present this and see. I remember we sent you a video.
Yes.
Of like, us playing.
I do remember that. I'm actually curious. I haven't looked at that since we finished the song. I want to go back and see how different.
How similar?
Yeah. How similar, different it is.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, we were in the studio, right? And we all, like, everyone bounces everything off each other. You record it.
Yeah.
And then Ricky and Orion do their magic for however long it takes them to. I don't even know what you guys do when we leave. Because then it's out of my hands again, too.
This next question is for Ricky and Ryan. It says, you both come from musical backgrounds. What made you want to get into the production side of things?
Money.
Money. I think personally for me, coming from a musical background, you go from playing it to wanting to make it, and when you start making it, you start trying to figure out how to make it. And at a certain point, you fall in love with the process of it, and I love the process of it. And it can be so fun, especially to take someone else's idea, in this case, Valentina's idea, and just help it become the best version of itself and get to enjoy the process of making it.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think for me, I've lately actually gotten even much more like into the and it is, I'm so blessed or whatever. I get to just and sing and play piano and do whatever I feel like during the day. Somehow I manage to turn it into like, come on, that's awesome. Every now and then I have to text my girlfriend and be like, I am serious. I am just so happy that this is my gig. Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing.
So next question then, do you prefer performing or producing more?
Couldn't say. It depends how good it's going.
Yeah. They do both have their own sort of high at their best.
Yeah.
I don't produce, so I can't answer that question.
Tell us more about the differences in the highs.
Man, playing
Go ahead,
for a
Rick.
lot of people can be really. I think for me, the high is like playing a packed club. Like that's a adrenaline and connection with people. That's like really, really awesome. The highs in the studio, there's a really euphoric thing that happens when you sometimes I'll hit a flow state and just like, man, the only way I could describe it is it's like if like you felt like a great deal of love and that somehow was just driving the whole process,
Oh, wow. Sounds euphoric.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
So we have a question that is really kind of industry overview related. For you guys personally, how has AI affected you as producers?
I mean,
What do you think?
personally, not much.
Yeah, actually, what's funny is it's I'd argue that it's helping us quite a bit because now you have all these people who are making these AI songs, and they are finding out the hard way that they know how to make them.
That's true. In a roundabout way, it's been nice.
Yeah, and they can come into people like me and Ryan with their tails tucked in, realizing that they're going to have to write a check to make it sound like a real
Yeah.
thing.
You utilize any tools for yourself, though, that you've been able to harness in a way that is effective and is helpful?
Nah, yeah, like I've played around with it just to see what it does. I'm super interested in that. I've had friends be like, talk to me about the power consumption, and I actually think I don't think it takes any more than like a Google search from what I've read, but yeah, it's interesting to actually see what it does, and when you start like hearing what parameters it's playing around with, it can really that for me there was like an imagination thing that happened where it's like, oh, I see what it's doing. And beyond that, not really. It's like I know people who are like going all in on being like, dude, I AI helped me write 20 songs this month, and you're like, all right, good, and then you listen to it, you're like, yeah, it sounds like you used a computer to make AI songs.
Yeah, it there's definitely use cases for it, but it's difficult to find value in it because personally, how do you use something in a creative field when the tool itself is sort of definitionally incapable of creativity? Like, what are you going to do
Yeah.
with that?
Yeah, it's basically what it's doing is it's giving you an idea. It's like, all right, we're looking at 2 million songs. Here's the most likely thing that'll happen, and you go, oh,
Yeah,
okay. And it's cool to know that sometimes, but is that a big help? Not really.
yeah,
Not if the feeling is what you're going like, you know what I mean? It is
yeah,
incapable of doing the one thing we're describing as the best part of the entire thing.
yeah,
I've actually in a rush in a few circumstances I've just run an instrumental. It's like give me percussion, and it'll just give me drums that I can't really use. But if I just like it can do things like that sometimes. But like if I'm like in a jam, I'm like, oh, I don't have time to program the MIDI or something. But that is not found a place in my workflow or anything. It's like these things can be interesting, but the novelty wears off pretty quick.
yeah.
So, on the topic of technology, maybe not performing how we would want it to, or it going awry, this next question is have you ever accidentally lost a session and had to re record or have someone come back?
Oh my goodness, yes. Yeah.
It's happened, yeah.
Tell us about one time. Tell us a story.
I had to drive down to Bethesda, Maryland to re-record a song on guitar because there was a thing that happened when the assistant was transferring it to a different hard drive. I was exhausted, and then I put so much, and I got a phone call, and they're like, you got to come back. And I remember driving back down and doing it.
Yeah, sometimes it just happens and you get unlucky. I've had a hard drive die in like the space and time before it had made something, and before it did like a weekly backup, it just died in that window and I lost it.
Uh,
Yeah.
That's painful.
So, when
I-
that happens, oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was saying I
Valentina.
love the transitions, the the way that the questions transition are so
Yeah.
epic. Sorry, continue. It's so good.
But as an add-on, when that happens, and you have to re-record, you have to reproduce. What's the feeling? Is it like, nah, this next version, this redo is better, or is there like a sense of loss?
Oh, the phrase weeping and gnashing of teeth comes to mind. Oh, it's tough to lose anything. But sometimes I found that having to redo it makes me, in some ways, better.
I redid the same Hawk songs like 10 times in an attempt to make them better each time because I kind of felt like it would get me it was material I understood so intimately that I was like, if I can do my best and then figure out what the are my best and then beat my best and then keep doing that. And it was one of the most insane things I did. I mean, Ryan, you heard some of those songs. And in the end, I actually walked away having a much better understanding of like chords and everything. Like, there's always, you find, the thing is, things suck, but sometimes you just embrace the absurdity of life. And you're like, life is absurd.
Yeah.
No one's going to have to do this, and I don't have a choice, so I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, life is absurd. It's a wild ride. It's fun, though.
On keeping on the wild theme, here's a little wild card question. If you all had to reproduce this song in a totally different genre, so forget our love of Radiohead and that nostalgia, and you had to pick it, each of you, what would you pick?
Oh my god.
Oh, that's a tough question, dude. You guys go first. I gotta think.
As long as we're doing wild card, I'm thinking what would be the strangest transition, and my first thought is samba.
How would that even work?
Let's make it happen.
I want to get a djembe.
Yeah.
A what?
I want to get a djembe. I want to do some like ancient percussion stuff.
Oh yeah.
That would be
They
really
used it
fun.
as like a form of communication back in the day.
Oh man, I can't envision this as anything else. I'm really trying to think of.
I know.
Because it's such like an iconic, like it is the song it is, like it is a rock ballad. So I can't imagine.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it would be cool to do it as like an acoustic guitar version where like you're sad instead of
that's nice.
Yeah, I can
of
see
like a
that.
ballad, like it's so instead of like the like angry, it's not angry, but you know what I mean, that like fire behind it, it's more like a depressed defeated version. Would be kind of cool, like a blues. I guess blues is what I'm looking for, like a blues version.
It can be done.
Shall we? Shall we do
Let's do
it?
Next project scheduled. There it is. So I know that probably Valentina, you already have something in mind, but it would be interesting if Ricky and Ryan, you also did. If this song were going to be, connected to a movie scene, like a movie that exists, right? What would it be? Did you ever, during that month out of the studio, be thinking of this song and you just kind of started playing a movie scene that went with it?
Oh, that's a great question. I feel
love
like
it,
this would crush like a psychological thriller end credits.
Yeah.
Yes, it would.
I kind of want. I'd like to see at the end like a detective thriller like Seven.
Yeah.
What was yours, Ricky? Sorry, I didn't hear it.
Detective thriller like Seven. Maybe not Seven,
okay.
but like that's what's something in that genre.
So it's really difficult for me to picture a film because when this entire concept started, there was a very specific scene from the book that was playing in my head the whole time. So I don't want to give away spoilers, but there is a scene in the book where, and people who've read it know there's tension between a lot of the characters at the moment. Like they're not happy with each other. And there is this like a massive fight scene that plays out, and someone's being a stubborn dick unnecessarily, and someone is trying to get this person to see reason, and it's all happening in the midst of this like insane gunfight. So I don't know if you can say that on Twitch, but I did. So here we are. It's all happening in the midst of that fight, and I had visuals of like what the characters would be doing, like how they would be looking at each other, like how she would be talking to whoever she's talking to, how they would be responding back, what would be happening. And so I can't picture another film because for me, that specific scene, which is a culmination, sort of like climax scene in the book itself, was what was playing in my head when I was thinking about this with the co-writer I started with. And so basically, he and I described the scene to him, and then he and I went back and forth and figured out like what we were gonna, like what words or what style would sort of convey that mood. And then like exchange songs back and forth for like hours until we got like a vibe we were into, and that's sort of when we landed where we landed. So for me, it's the climax of the book, guys, because you know I love a good climax.
All right, that's it.
Love it.
Was that
Well,
Ricky? That's it.
I mean, it's, I love it. Timely. We're hitting the top of the hour. We got the climax there. We got the last question so far in the chat. And then we can see if anyone's going to add any more. But this question is more of just someone's looking to see how, if they're interested in producing, how would they go about learning and gaining knowledge to make that decision and maybe make that path?
Oh, you got free resources. All just going. Look up Reddit on Reddit. Who's reliable? You have literally everything for free on the internet. You can watch demonstrations of literally all the great. Like, just dive right in. Start. You don't gotta pay a dime. Just watch. Spend months watching videos on all the concepts and everything. Like, you could do it all for free.
Yeah, absolutely. I completely agree.
So in writing, I'm gonna ask a follow-up question for this for the guys. So in writing, in voice acting, one of the biggest things that we talk about a lot is like literally the best way to get into it is to just do the thing. Do you find it's the same for production? Like the act of just doing the thing, even if it's absolute shit, and putting it out, or at least having someone listen to it and give you feedback and then doing the thing again is like the best way I found to actually get into anything. Is it the same for a production?
Yeah. I just tell a friend of mine who's done production, like, he's stressing out. It's like, he's 20 of them.
Well, Ricky, no one knows what you're saying. What was that?
I said, a friend of mine, he's stressing out. And I'm just telling him, like, just pick 10 songs and then talk to me about it, and we'll be in a different spot. Like, you just got to, and you get, there's a lot of people that think that they're going to, like you're going to make something that sounds like you've been working 20 years, not yet, but it doesn't, it's actually something that, like, shouldn't, it can be done. It just takes effort, takes, reasonable expectations.
Got it. Okay.
I think that's great advice. And from all of you, it really, you guys all shared that theme of just go for it, confident, take that leap, which, I think that's life and that's part of the process. So I appreciate that. One last follow-up for all of you to answer. And Valentina, you can answer from the aspect of, doing these songs, which is newer for you. And then also you can answer from the aspect of the writing and creating a book and a story. What would be one thing that you would tell your younger self in terms of venturing out on this path, or younger or beginner self, whatever, one like critical piece of advice or insight or wisdom? What would be that main thing if you could only send that one in the past?
So I can only tell my younger self one thing.
Younger self, or beginning in this venture, beginning in this, creative process or creative work.
Okay, so I'm going to go with the younger self, and I would tell her, don't listen to anyone, including yourself, that tells you can't. So when I'm going to answer this a little bit long, bear with me, but there's a point to the story. When I was younger, I always wanted to make music, and I was told that I had a terrible voice by a choir teacher. He didn't say I have a terrible voice. He said, your voice is not good for singing. Your voice is incredible for public speaking. That's what you should do. And so I don't know, I was like 10 or like not, I don't even know how young I was, but I remember like that stuck in the back of my mind. And even though I wrote like lyrics, I've got notebooks and notebooks and notebooks in my parents' garage of like lyrics that I had written when I was younger. I kept writing them, but I never dared to do anything with it because I was like, oh, I can't sing. I'm a really good public speaker. When I was 12, I had a teacher tell me I'm an incredibly strong writer, but I lack imagination. So I shouldn't do any creative writing. I should stick to like legal writing or any kind of writing that's more factual in nature. So I stopped writing. I used to write poetry. I actually won a poetry award in elementary school. I stopped doing all of that too because I was like, oh, I guess my poetry was actually shit and maybe it was like a participation trophy. I don't know. Whatever you convince yourself when you're young and you don't have like the confidence yet to stand on your own 2 feet. And because of that, I ended up taking a completely different trajectory in life because I didn't believe I could do those things. Fast forward to after I've done all the regular career stuff and the boring stuff, and I have literally done everything those fuckers told me I can't. I wrote a book. That book was successful. It's my first novel ever. It was at TwitchCon. It's in Publishers Weekly. I got a phone call from a magazine today that wants me to write a blog for their website. I made songs with 2 of the most incredible musicians I've ever met. Like, when you watch these guys play instruments, guys, they play with their whole fucking soul. I've never seen anything like it in my life. It's like their entire being is playing whatever instrument they're playing. It is like ethereal, magical, however you want to describe it. And I'm in that room singing with them. The idea that you can't is bullshit people who didn't tell you so that you don't either. So whatever you want to do, like anyone tells you can't, you're telling yourself you can't, fuck that voice. You can do whatever the hell you want. I'm living proof.
Oh, yeah, Valentina, 100%. Love that.
Yeah, no one decides what your limits are but you.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, I don't know if that was the answer you were looking for, but you gotta go, Ricky?
I am so sorry. I do have to jump off.
You're good. Do you want to hear the song before you go? You can bounce. You don't need to. I know you've heard it 1,000 times.
I do have to run, unfortunately.
Go. Thank you so much for stopping by. Love your face. Thank you.
Thank you guys for having me. And everybody, thanks for listening to the song.
Of course. Have a good night. Thank you so much. I know it's late where you are, so thanks for coming.
You too. Take care.
Bye. Was that the last question?
That was. We covered them all.
Hell
Perfect.
yeah. Anything you want to say, Ryan, before we play it out?
I'm just very grateful to be here and have been a part of this process.
I'm really grateful to know you, period.
Same.
These guys are awesome, you guys. Like, genuinely so great. Okay. We will play the song, and I will see you guys next Wednesday for stream. Here it goes. Thank you so much for coming. You have no idea how much it means to me. I am so happy that you're here. I hope you like it. It drops at 9 p.m. PST, midnight Eastern tonight, so officially Valentine's Day. If you guys can share it with your friends, share it with everyone you know. The more streams it gets, the better. And I hope you guys enjoy it. I love you. Here it is.
But you don't burn in hell, and I need someone. You don't even know you don't need to drown when my hand is reaching out. So come back to me. Come back to me. So get up and show me you can find, and I'll never leave your side 'cause I die for you. Would you die for me?
The moment is red. Destruction and death is all I see. Why does everything I touch bleed? To stay with you, it hurts so much. The blackening of my veins. My heart's been home for so many months. Even now the thought of you stabs deep.
But you don't burn in hell. infrared, I'm breathing deep. Why does everything feel so misleading? To hear the truth, it hurts so much. You see it on my face. The way you move is something I crave. Even when my heart is something you cut deep. If you don't burn it hard, I need someone. You don't even know you don't need to drown. When my hand is reaching out to come back to me. Come back to me. You show me you can't fight, and I will never leave your side, 'cause I'd die for you. Would you die for me? 'Cause I'd fight for you. Would you fight the dark to come back to me?
Good night, loves. Thanks for stopping by. Have an amazing night.